let's wrap this up. My very creative colleagues on the side of the opposition, who wants his pen back, has brought up several points, and they're all centered around the fact that we don't exactly know what are we proposing, what are some tangible, realistic results of what comes out of what we propose. For some reason, they're not listening to what we say, but I'll reiterate them for you. What I will say is that you say that constantly changing who's in charge is for some reason not a good thing in promoting these stable agricultural and healthcare systems. And we completely agree that agricultural and healthcare and those kinds of infrastructure-based systems would be good for avoiding future conflicts, in that it avoids the rule of history that poverty pushes conflict, and that inadequate education does the same thing. The fact of the matter is that when there is a constant change in that no one country has a monopoly on the power for an indefinite period of time, there is more of an incentive for them to work to keep those systems working and operating at maximum efficiency, because those that come afterwards will be under immense pressure to preserve these systems that are working so well. And also, what we would also like to say, well, expanding on that point, it's sort of to liken it that say there is an education system helping illiterate women in, say, Afghanistan with or China, okay, and for some reason China still has this veto power and does not approve of it for whatever reason, that there are more people uprising against the Communist Party for that reason. And the fact of the matter goes back to what I said earlier, in that with keeping these permanent Security Council positions, is that inevitably you will get some political turmoil between members in the Security Council, and it comes back to that central point that when there's huge bureaucracies, when the powerful are at war with one another politically, the poor die militaristically. That's the fact of the matter, and it's a law of history that that's what happens. And the fact of the matter is that the UN Security Council and the UN as a whole cannot stand by that, because that would be a gross violation of its charter. And if, for example, there were these infrastructure systems set up that did help clean water, literacy programs, that kind of thing, and say China had it for a certain period of time, they know that they're going out, and they know that it's a collective democracy, and that there is no Security Council with veto power. Everyone has the same voting opportunity, from the United States, for the people that are on the Security Council currently, to those who are not. Everyone has the same. There is a much greater incentive for them to preserve it while they are in power, and to preserve that for the people that come afterwards. Because if they don't, because these infrastructure systems work, and they have been shown to work, and that increasing literacy rate, empowering women, just are a few of the ways that are solid, key, elementary ways of avoiding conflict in advancing the cause of human beings in these various countries. In that if they aren't taken care of, that there will be, as a group, without any veto threats at all, that these nations will not or will face some kind of penalty for the conduct that the negative consequences of their actions while in power. That does not happen with a permanent seat. When there is a permanent seat, China, or whatever the hypothetical country is, can do what it wants, and because it has this veto power, and because there is all this bureaucracy in the United Nations as a system, it only perpetuates this. Things don't get done. And about addressing another concern is that changing governments all the time does not allow for progress. Well, that kind of goes back to what I was saying. This doesn't exactly have to do with the infrastructure problems, but as a whole, if you rotate, not exactly people on the Security Council, but if everyone had there is no veto power over other nations, that certain nations are better than other ones in terms of their veto power, with what power they have, is that it provides more of an incentive for people to use their votes wisely to further the common good. And it is for these reasons that I hope that you vote for the government. Thank you.